Welcome back. I'm Nicolbw, and while I play PowerWash Simulator, today I will also be talking about personality tests, and you guys will get to learn a little bit more about me. If this is not the topic for you, please feel free to skip this video, but I hope you join us for the next one. This week I needed a break from Minecraft, so that's what we are doing. But next week we will be getting back to Minecraft. So I found a 300 question personality test. So I thought I would talk about some of those. But first, I also wanted to talk about Myers-Briggs test. So, I do know the Myers-Briggs official test is kind of expensive. I did have to take this for one of my tests for one of my classes, college classes, and I got my official results. I even had to call and talk to someone, and they explained my results. So, my official Myers-Briggs results are ISTJ. So, for those that don't know, the Myers-Briggs gives you, there are 4 things that you are. Each of them has an opposite. So, there are 8 different things. So the first one is you're either an E or an I. You're extroversion or introversion. This is how do you get re-energized? And so are you extroversion where you get re-energized by being around other people and the world? Or are you introversion where you get re-energized by being by yourself and having alone time, basically? So I am fully into the I. Could not be any farther. I scored the highest score possible into the I. Not even a little bit an E. So I do get tired being around other people fast, and that's part of also why it's hard for me to get out of the house, because I get tired by other people. It's not that I hate other people, it's just they exhaust me mentally. I'm mentally exhausted being around other people. Not really sure why that is. I don't know why you are one or the other. My husband is completely the opposite. He is fully extroversion. He gets energized by being with other people. So he has hobbies and a job that puts him around other people, whereas my hobbies are things I can do alone. Which is also why I think that it was a little harder for me to do live streaming, because that made me feel more like I am around other people, and I noticed I felt a lot more exhausted after doing 4 hours of live streaming than if I just did 4 hours of recording. So that's why I don't live stream anymore. It's too much for me. I'm too introverted for that. So unfortunately, I couldn't do that. So the next 2 are sensing or intuition. Now this I scored really low into the sensing, and so the lady I did talk to said that depending on the day, I could probably go either way. And so I shouldn't look too much into one or the other. I'm pretty much in the middle. So sensing, people who prefer sensing tend to take in information through your senses and focus on the here and now. And intuition is more you're taking in information from patterns and big picture and focus on future possibilities. I do both. I try to use my senses to gather information, and I think about the future constantly. I'm a planner. I over-plan things. I focus too much on planning. So I do both. And so maybe you're one or the other. I'm kind of both. The next two are thinking and feeling. I'm a little more into the thinking, but again, she said that depending on the day, I might go more into the feeling. So my score was higher than the last two, but still kind of in that area where it could go the other way if on any certain day. So thinking people tend to make decisions based primarily on logic and objective analysis of cause and effect. You're more logical in your thinking. Feeling, you make decisions based primarily on values and like person-centered concerns. I think I'm more feeling when it comes to my family, but in other ways I tend to be more logical if it doesn't involve a lot of people. So it really depends on the situation, I think, as to which one I am. But I think overall, I probably am more into the thinking and being more logical and how I go about making decisions. Yeah. And the last one is judging versus perceiving. And people who prefer judging tend to be like to be planned and organized. And have things settled, whereas perceiving tend to like to be flexible and spontaneous and want to keep their options open. Guess which one I am? I've already told you. I am highly into the judging, meaning I like to be planned and organized. I am so high, I've scored the highest. So it's funny that the introversion and the judging, I scored the highest possible score on both of those. I am 100% those things. Yeah, I'm not even a little bit flexible and spontaneous. It makes me uncomfortable to be spontaneous, and I try really hard. If I know my husband has something planned, then I will try to relax and just go with the flow with that. But then again, I also have that in the back of my head that he's already got something planned, so plans have been made and it's organized somewhat. But I know him, he's not really, he's almost the opposite of all of these from me, which is interesting. So I have read articles where none of this means anything, but I feel like it can tell you a little bit about yourself and how you approach things, and maybe some things that you could work on being better at. So if you can afford it, I know it's super expensive, I would recommend doing it, or if you have the opportunity to take it, then I would, and just kind of look and see what each of the things mean. The rest of my report that I got tells you what kind of careers you would be better at, and almost all of my career suggestions were like military, engineering, yeah, just like police, like all of these, like, yeah, no, all of these jobs that I would never do. So that's the Myers-Briggs. So if you've ever heard of that, or people saying oh, I'm an ISTJ, then you'll know what that means. So getting to these other questions, now that you know a little bit of basis about who I am, what I am, I have a hard time making friends because I am very introverted. People exhaust me. I have a hard time making small talk with people because I don't really know what is acceptable I like to make jokes. And if I know you really, really well and I know what kind of humor you have, I will make I would make sailors blush with the kinds of things. I have people tell me, oh, that's a little too far as jokes go. So I am but I also love puns and dad jokes, and I love laughing and making people laugh, but I don't feel like I'm that funny, like off the cuff type of funny. So I would never do stand up. That's not like the kind of funny that I am, I think. I don't know. So I feel like I have a hard time making friends. Plus, I don't like to talk to strangers. So I don't know. It's just, I grew up in a very, very small town. My graduating class was 52. So when you go to school with the same 50 people, you don't really learn how to make friends. Like, you make your friends early on, and those are the ones you stuck with throughout your life. So, I don't know. The next question on here is whether or not I have a vivid imagination. I think my vivid imagination only comes when I am dreaming. I have dreams every single night. I remember a lot of them, whereas my husband swears he doesn't dream. And if he does, he never remembers them. Mine are usually pretty weird and out there, but usually involve people that I know. And I'm in situations or like surroundings that I feel comfortable in. But usually weird things are happening, like they're saying weird things, or I don't know. It almost feels like a Dr. Seuss type of situation. Let's see. I don't love large parties, although I've been to so many military functions where I hardly knew anyone, and I'm just tired of that. I don't like that. But we found a board gaming group in our community that we used to go to a lot before COVID, and so I would go with my husband, who would be my security blanket, and we would play board games with other people, and we got to know and got to make friends with people, but a lot of them were in the military and ended up moving away. I think there's like one couple left out of like 5 or 6 couples that are still here besides us. So yeah, that's unfortunate. That's what you get with the military, though. You make friends and then you have to move. So it's very difficult with that. I love art. I took an art appreciation class a long time ago, and I absolutely loved it. I learned a lot about the different types of art, and I used to hate abstract art. Hate's a pretty strong word. I didn't like abstract art until I took that class, and now I think it's my favorite. It's my favorite type of art. I really find that the talent artists have is amazing. I think artists are amazing in what they can accomplish. They can see the art before they start. I don't know how people do that, but I don't know. I really like art. I could walk around a museum all day. And in fact, I have. We took a trip to Paris when we lived in Germany due to the army. And we walked around museums. Like, we went to like 4 or 5 museums, drug our kids there, and spent all day in the Louvre and barely even saw anything. Got to see the Mona Lisa. Well, kind of. I'm very short. I'm 5'2", and that is the busiest room. Always a crowd. That picture is tiny and on the back wall, so I barely got to see a glimpse of it through the crowd. I couldn't even, I wasn't about to try to fight the crowd to get up close. It was incredible. Let's see, I don't think I get angry very easily. I try not to, but I think it happens more when my depression is stronger. But I think it's more of an irritation angry than full out just mad. I don't feel like I really get mad. I'm not really always busy. I do have a lot of things to do and responsibilities, and I don't always get the time that I want to do the things that I want to do, but I try hard to get things done. I love to have a routine, but I don't always have one. And oh gosh, that one's political. I am kind of liberal. Just treat everyone with kindness, and I wish everyone was taken care of. Those are my 2 biggest things. Also, don't get into other people's business. Leave other people alone, and keep to yourself. Stay out of I don't like it when other people get in other people's business. Oh, that drives me crazy. And I never cheat. If I do something in my videos where I feel like it's cheating, I will specify that I have done that thing, so you guys know. I don't take shortcuts that will get me to the end faster, because I don't like that. And it's the same for board games, card games. I can't stand cheating. It's just not fun. I don't like it, and it's a very solid, hard line for me. I do not do this. So if I do feel like I have to cross that line for a video to be able to get my content out, I will tell you guys that, hey, I had to do this and this is why. And then I feel terrible about it for the next 2 weeks, just so you know. But I think that's going to be it for today. I hope you learned something about me. If you've made it this far and haven't subscribed yet, please do so below. I hope the rest of your day is a good one, and tomorrow is even better. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.